Hello, everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is the show where we talk about the latest in pop culture and movie news. I'm Wendy,
I'm Dustin.
and happy Saturday.
Yep.
Happy Saturday, everybody. And thanks for giving us your time today. Thanks for being here. A few things on the docket today, but what we're talking about on today's show is Avatar surpassing Avengers Endgame as the highest grossing movie of all time.
The Flash movie has cast Maribel Verdu as Norma Allen.
And could we be getting a Zatanna series on HBO? All this and more coming up on today's show. You guys, I am very tired today.
I don't
I
know what it
am
is. Yeah.
exhausted. And it's funny because we have been struggling with our sleep schedule,
Oh my gosh.
right?
It's at the beginning of the pandemic, it was bad, and then it got worse, and then it got worse, and now it's just gone to hell.
Yeah, it's gone to hell. I feel like a part of it is because on Fridays when we had WandaVision, I would stay up until 6 o'clock in the morning to do the edit after we watched the episodes
And
and
I'd
after we
stay up
filmed
as
it.
long as I can
And
for
he,
pure
like,
support.
in solidarity, he would like stay up and like he'll make me hot chocolate or tea or coffee or whatever it is, or he'll just sit there with me because he's a great husband and a great partner.
I try.
And because of that, then like our schedule is completely screwy to the point where we made a point to go early yesterday, and like I turned off my phone so I wasn't distracted by it, and I was just like in the darkness laid there and just eyes popped open. It was 2 a.m. I'm like, I have to get up at like 6:37. Like I need to be going to bed. So I am really, really, really tired. And if you guys are wondering why we stayed up, or we had to get up early, should I say, it's because we got to participate in the virtual event for In the Heights. As you guys know, they dropped a ton of new posters, new like people wanted like one, so they're like, okay, sure,
Here's 20.
here's 20. No, but here is six, and they're all lovely, and they have a new trailer that is dropping on Sunday. And the virtual event, yes, we get to see the trailer. No, we can't talk about it until tomorrow, but we can tell you that we really enjoyed the Q&A and the panel.
Mhm.
And if you guys want to take a look, this is the entire cast, including cast and crew, so director John M. Chu, as well as Lin-Manuel Miranda was in the cast. And it's just really nice to see sort of what they have to say about their experience working on the movie. Some of them have been with In the Heights from the beginning.
Yeah.
The actress, oh gosh, I don't have my notebook and I don't have it. Thank you.
Here you go.
She played Abuela
See, Wendy takes
Claudia.
notes. My memory is just terrible. So
Yes, Olga Merides, I think is how you pronounce her last name, but she was with like she originated the role, so I
Mhm.
love that she's also in the movie. And there is we actually I should link that in the comment in the description, but we did a trailer reaction like once upon a time when that first trailer dropped, and I was like, oh, take this and make this my most anticipated movie. I think back then it was like 2020 that we were hoping to see it.
Well, you were a huge fan of the original musical as
I
well.
love the musical, and a lot of people may not know that this was Lin-Manuel Miranda's first musical
First one.
before Hamilton. Like Hamilton kind of made him the household name, but In the Heights was like it was.
He wrote it when he was 19.
Yeah.
And something that I loved that he talked about in the discussion was the fact that he was like, I'm not going to get these roles unless I write it for myself, because
So
there are
he did it.
none, there's no roles like this for people like me.
Mhm.
So he just wrote what he knew. He wrote the story of his experience in the Heights. And I'm just like, these are the kind of stories that are so universal. People that have their dreams, people that want to work hard to try to move themselves up in the world. And it's just, it's the American story.
Yeah.
And just how universal that story is. So, and
Mhm.
then put it into musical form just makes it so much more fun to watch.
So much better. And also John M. Chu has this way of telling stories, especially when he really knows how to capture movement, color, and dance.
Mm-hmm.
Having experience as a dancer himself and having directed, movies such as Step Up, and we saw what he could do with Crazy Rich Asians. Like
Yeah.
he, one, knows how to handle an ensemble film, and two, knows how to film musical sequences or dance sequences, like that's really really important, especially for anybody who wants to watch like theater stuff. I really don't like it, and this goes for fight sequences as well. And ironically enough, John M. Chu directed GI Joe Retaliation.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't like it when for fight scenes they shoot the actors here, or like shaky cam. John M. Chu never does that. He knows how to, have give them their moments and give them their close-ups, because those are important as well, but also show us kind of the wider angle, the master shot, because we want to see the choreography, we want to see the chorus, we want to see the rest of the dancers and the costumes, and the
Hmm.
formation of the day, like all of it. So I just can't wait. And the movie comes out in June this year. Maybe in theaters if theaters are reopened and
June,
stays open by then.
I think June is a good time to kind of play with that date
Mm-hmm.
because, they say by May there should be enough vaccine. By that time, more and more people. And if they didn't give us an exact date in June, right? I think they just said
June
June,
18th for
June
the
18th,
film.
which is great because that's right in the middle of the month.
Yeah.
So that still gives us more time to get people more comfortable with the idea of going out. Once things have been open for a little bit, people are now like, okay, it's now not like, oh my gosh, it just happened kind of a thing.
Correct.
So I think this is a good time to put this kind of movie out. People are going to want to go to the movies, eat their popcorn, and watch a feel good movie.
Oh,
And just what we saw
100%.
from even the first trailer that we saw back in 2020, the choreography looks amazing. The music sounds awesome.
It's so
And the
good.
color and the character. Something that I even noticed when we were watching the the webinar,
The virtual event,
the
I
virtual
guess. Yeah.
event, is that
Q&A.
they were all, you could tell that they were just a big group of dork friends that loved doing what they're doing,
Theater folk.
theater folk,
Yeah.
and the chemistry between all of them just was very contagious.
Mm-hmm.
So it just got you excited for this movie.
Yeah, the chemistry between the cast is just very contagious.
Mm-hmm.
It really energized us this morning watching the Q and A in earlier. I mean, I guess like 9 o'clock isn't early anymore, but by then we had been up for like 2 hours prepping.
Mm-hmm.
So that video, along with our reactions, will be out when the embargo lifts, which is I think tomorrow. And they're also doing like a special presentation of the movie or of the trailer. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I don't know what it is because we didn't get to see that part, but they let us know that they're gonna show something special during the Grammys. So tune in if you are wanting to get more about In the Heights. And then we have a question from Blade. So let's go to that real quick. It's in the chat. Blade writes, "Hey, movie bunch." Oh, to all of you guys, but we're gonna answer too. What is a good movie snack? Doing an outdoor movie night with a few friends,
Ooh.
and so
Oh
far, all
gosh.
I've got are chicken fries, yum, al pastor, chicken fajita, nachos, and popcorn. Ooh,
I would say anything that you can eat without having to look at, kind of a thing, because you're going to be watching the movie and you want to, like, say for example, popcorn
you don't need
or
to look down.
chicken fingers, like you said, I think you said
Chicken
like chicken.
fries.
So anything. Also, you guys have the great selection of getting pretty much anything from Buc-ee's. Blade, we have eaten so much of those snacks that you gave us,
The
and I'm like a little sad. I'm like, oh, it's almost all gone.
Yeah, we're snacking on the cowboy cookies yesterday. We're like, eat it
Mhm.
slowly. But if you don't
Mhm.
eat it, then it's
The
gonna get
beef
stale.
jerky is so good.
Yeah, one bag down, one more bag left. We just opened up the second bag. I think it's like the lemon pepper.
Yeah, the lemon pepper.
God, it's so good. I would say I mean, this is like a good spread already. Like chicken fries, chicken fajita nachos. I would do like a jalapeno popper. But you
Ooh.
do have to eat those either fast, or you have to like make them in like increments so they're not
Yeah.
like sitting there. And then I would say
Ooh, I like what the late to the
ooh,
party
late to the
suggested.
party
Pretzel bites.
with
Get
cheese.
some, since you have the nachos already, you just have like the nacho cheese on the side and you can dunk a little extra more there.
Yeah, and then some sweets like if since you're outdoors, if people are okay with it, it can be a bit messy, but I'm always down for like a good s'more over campfire.
Oh yeah,
Like if
that's a
you're
good
planning to
dessert.
have some sort of a fire pit thing, I don't know if you can make s'mores. If you should make s'mores over the fire pit, you
That's
don't
true.
really want the marshmallow to drip into that.
Well, and also you're going to be watching the movie and you're not going to be watching, and
Your
then you might actually
marshmallow's
burn
on fire.
yourself. So you might want to be careful with that, hun.
Okay, ixnay the s'mores idea. I think like a bit of sweets would be good though.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you just do to, cookies, bite-sized cookies, or what is it, like caramel popcorn maybe,
Oh
like that
yeah.
that could be a good choice.
You
So
can't go wrong with, a
you
lot of the
really can't.
staples.
No, you really can't. And speaking of food is making me think of what is new on our channel. Usually, top of the show, we talk about announcements, and I forgot to go right into that. So, what is new on the channel? We have our first vlog in a long time since Grinchmas, boy, since Vlogmas. There we go. Those are the words I was looking for. We decided, and you guys remember this, like literally a week and a half ago, maybe. I
Yeah, I think it
think
was like on a Saturday, a
Wednesday.
Saturday or so live stream ago.
Oh, okay. But we had talked about, I don't know how the topic started, but we were talking about hot dogs. I think it's because I told the story of like a 7-Eleven hot dog.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
I was
right.
like, man, it's been a minute since I've had a hot dog. And then you're like, well, we should go to Wiener Schnitzel. I was like, I've never been to Wiener Schnitzel. And then the rest was history. So we actually, took Navi in the car. We did a little drive through Wiener Schnitzel, which is the hot dog chain, not the type of food, because Wiener Schnitzel is also a food,
Yes.
which is like completely not even remotely related to any sort of hot dog, corn dog type at all. Because people are in the comments are like, oh, I thought that when you were trying Wiener Schnitzel, you were gonna try the actual thing. I was like, yeah, no, we're in the
Yeah,
States. Like,
no.
well, this is just like the hot dog drive-through. That literally has nothing to do with the actual origin of the food. But nonetheless, the vlog is up if you guys want to go ahead and take a look. We also have a trailer, not a trailer reaction, but a music video reaction to Blackpink Rosé's solo debut. She's got two singles coming out. One is called Gone, the other one is called On the Ground. And On the Ground is a music video that I did a reaction to. So if you're a fellow Blink, go ahead and check that out. And then we have right now up a one of the clip reactions to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that's the one that's entitled The Big Three, which was like
Oh, I
way
loved it.
funnier than we
I love,
expected.
honestly, it's just showing us how much of this buddy cop we are getting.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the bickering between the two. I love the fact that they are two completely different generations, but they're like the same age, kind of a thing. So far, everything that I've seen for Falcon and the Winter Soldier has gotten me nothing but excited.
Yeah. I seriously can't wait. Although my sleep pattern is begging me, please don't do this. And we lose an hour tonight because if you're in the US, we
No
have
fun.
daylight savings. It's spring forward, so we lose an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So
Spring forward, fall back.
there is that. Hey, we have before we go into any of our topics today, we have Lamont, a super
Woo!
chat. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Lamont.
much, Lamont. Lamont writes random Q. How do you feel about the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie and the possibility of that Martinet may not voice Mario and Luigi in the film?
That's, I mean,
Okay.
honestly, I personally think it's going to be kind of difficult to do a Mario Brothers movie because you're honestly the most basic storyline that you get is Bowser kidnaps Princess and Mario and Luigi go and save her.
Right.
So, and then of course, then you have, wait, how did two plumbers get to the land of the Mushroom Kingdom kind of a thing?
Right,
And
right.
how do you make the Mushroom Kingdom look like a real world?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like what they did in Sonic, I guess,
Keep it animated. Which I think, by the way, that's what this movie is actually doing based on this article that I pulled up really quick on Google. Thank you, Google. This is going to be a CG animated movie scheduled for 2022 from Universal, which makes sense because Universal, they have that like Nintendo Park, Nintendo Land.
Yes.
That is now in Japan, coming soon, hopefully, to the States.
You know what you could kind of pull off is if you kind of do it more of like a spoof movie, kind of do it like a Lego movie / Mario Brothers kind of a movie, to where it's almost like you're kind of making tongue-in-cheek jokes of Mario. And what some of those meta moments that you can kind of take in there when they're kind of realizing just how weird of a world that they're in.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you can take it on a joke like that. I mean, take it like a movie like that. But I think to pull off a live action Mario Brothers,
it didn't work back then,
would be really, really tough.
Remember?
Even more so than how difficult it would be to pull off a Sonic movie. And they were still able to pull it off
after that first trailer. The redesign's much better. I think,
hey paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh my gosh. I remember, like, I was so excited for that. Was like late 80s, early 90s,
It
that
was a 90.
Super Mario Brothers movie, and I was like, yeah. And then
I
putting it on,
was
I'm like, this is not. I thought we were getting like cartoon Mario as we played the game, not what we got. So
yeah.
I I think it would be difficult to translate to live action. Not impossible, but you have to really either think outside of the box, or just kind of keep it animated. In this case, I think with Mario, it works better animated. To be
Yeah.
completely honest, I think there's a lot more you can do because like live action Bowser. Okay, so there's several things, right? Like Mario and Luigi have a very specific way of speaking. It works, I think, in animation in the sense that when they look like the game and it's in like a long form, like movie type, it would work. But as soon as you try to translate that to live action, it
Yeah.
doesn't. I think it just doesn't work. It would read really wrong. Oh no, Robert loves that movie.
Oops.
Sorry, Robert.
Sorry, Robert.
Sorry. Oh no. Oh no.
And honestly, I think you can also get away with a lot more in an animated movie
Yeah.
than you can in a live action.
Hmm.
So I think, I mean, I'm glad they're going in that direction,
Right.
making it an animated film. But I'm also just curious on how they're going to do it. There's a couple different ways I think you can tackle it. I personally think the best way to go would be to kind of go with like a Lego movie style of a theme,
Hmm.
go a little meta so they
Hmm.
can kind of poke fun at themselves.
And because it's a Nintendo, maybe they could loop in like if they jump into a warp pipe
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they pop up in like a different game for like a second, as long as it's under the Nintendo property, and then like go back out or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And with this, they can maybe expand into other like Nintendo type Mario type of properties. Like I would love like a TV show based on Luigi's Haunted Mansion or Luigi's
Yeah,
Mansion.
Luigi
Like
Mansion.
I
I
think
think
like
that'd be
that would be
fun.
a lot of fun. So Lamont, thank you for your question. Hopefully that answers it. We love talking about that. I actually totally forgot that that was even on our radar there. Sorry. Okay, let's see what is up in the topics. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So Zantana, the series, so there's really, it's very early, there's really not a lot of details other than that there's a possibility that it would be a series on
Yeah.
HBO. And the first time we ever saw this would be a live action show, and the first time
Mhm.
we ever saw Zantana in live action would be like on Smallville. That was her debut way back. I feel like that was a really long time ago. It
Yeah.
really isn't, is it?
Smallville? No, yeah,
It was a while
Smallville. It's
ago.
been a while. It's been a
uh
while since they ended.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, then I guess it's not wrong to say it was a long time ago.
Mhm.
But I think it's interesting that it would be Zantana getting her own series. I think there's a lot to explore with her, and I think a series is a way to go for Zantana rather than
Yeah.
a straight up movie. You can, if they kind of want to try to loop her into a film, I think a jumping off point to start her off would be a TV series, because there's just like so much you can do with her, showcase her magic. Maybe it's her coming into her power and like
Yeah.
becoming more and more powerful. And then like, obviously we probably will see like maybe Martian Manhunter eventually in the
I
series.
think that's also a really good way to go because also you can now transition it into a Justice League Dark movies and be like
Mm.
she's the one, like in the series she meets up with Constantine and kind of treat it like this is the foundation of Justice League Dark, and then you can go into a movie.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm super excited. I want to see more people start doing the TV series or like the streaming service plus version of so many properties of Zatanna, of Constantine, of Swamp Thing. I think
Ooh,
going with
all
the
of it.
Justice League Dark and kind of introduce the characters there and then put them up onto the big screen.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great way of telling this. And also with the way that Warner Brothers is handling a lot of their properties, it doesn't have to be connected. It doesn't have to connect with any of the other properties that they're doing. All they have to worry about is, let's just tell a good story. So I am super excited to hear that they're going in this direction. And the more the merrier,
Yeah,
the
honestly.
more streaming, the more movies, the more animated series that they bring out. I'm
Young
just
Justice. Is
excited
that the one that
to
we like?
consume. I love Young
Yeah,
Justice.
that's
Yeah.
the one that we like a lot. Yeah, so the more the better, and I think a lot of the times TV shows are the way to go for comic book characters, especially the ones that are like maybe not as well known. Like I wonder if the general audience, if they see the name Zatanna or if they see her photo, they'll actually like recognize her. Or they'll be like, oh, I don't know who that is. Like, because sometimes people who are just, and I know superheroes have been around a long time, but I feel like maybe sometimes people are just kind of starting to get into it, or introduced to it via like an MCU or a DCEU movies,
Yeah.
and then they kind of go and search for that. So I think character, and then they would be like, okay, well, they recognize Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
so I think this is a good jumping off point for Zatanna. We'll have to see, because there's literally so early on that we don't have any details, like there's no like writers attached to it as of now. Certainly casting has not begun for this role, so we will
And
see.
and also, what are some of the characters that you guys would like to see? I see, for example, in the chat, Kevin W said, I would love to see Dr. Fate.
Mm,
I think Dr. Fate would be a really fun series to do as well.
yeah.
To start weaving all of these. I mean, you don't have to actually weave them together. If you're doing your own standalone series, you can focus solely on that one character. And then if you want to weave them together into a movie, then you're able to do that.
Yeah.
But I would love to see, yeah, a Dr. Fate. I would love to. I'm super excited to see Zatanna, and I would love to see a Constantine series,
That would be great.
because just
Oh.
the smack talking, foul mouth British guy always having a cigarette lit
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
a
yeah.
thing. And
Exactly.
plus, then you don't have to be like, well, since he's smoking, I don't have to slap a rated R rating on there because it's a TV show.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if
Would it
he's
be rated Ma for smoking?
Ma. You can. Oh, I
MA
guess
for
you could
mature?
rate it mature, M for
Yeah.
mature.
For lighting a cigarette? I
Yeah,
don't
if you're
really?
if it's in a if you show like one of your lead characters smoking in a movie, it has to be rated R apparently.
Not PG-13?
Nope.
Whoa, that's very strict. Didn't realize that. Oh, well, there you go. And since we're on the topic of like DC superheroes, let's go ahead and talk about the Flash movie for a second here. So the Flash recently cast Maribel Verdu as Nora Ellen, Barry Allen's mom, which is like really cool. And it's saying that in the article that I found, that she's expected to have a pivotal role in the upcoming film.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's anything kind of like the CW Flash, then we kind of know what happens with that. So like, could that have anything to do with it, or are they doing something completely original, different, whatever it may be? I don't know, because you can really mess with that timeline, the whole paradox and
Well,
everything.
and also with the Flash, they are going to be taking a lot of inspiration from Flashpoint Paradox.
Ah,
And the
I
whole
loved
point
it.
of that is that Flash goes back, saves his mom,
Mhm.
and then now his mom's in the reality. But then, of course, if you've watched it, you know how everything doesn't work out.
Really doesn't work out.
playing with time is just not the way to go.
There's consequences.
And what is it? Someone made a meme, and someone was I can't remember. It was like Barry Allen messes with time. Guess it's a Thursday. Whatever day that
Whatever day
Flash,
that
the Flash CW show aired on.
that's really
And that's kind of
funny.
one of the Flash's, running gags, is the fact that he'll go, if something goes wrong, he'll go back and try and fix it and make an even bigger problem, kind of a thing.
Always
So
a thing.
I'm excited to see that they are going to be bringing his mom into what I'm assuming is going to be a pivotal role.
Yeah,
in this.
to be in the sense that there's she maybe is the going back to save her, maybe the point of conflict where everything
Yeah, the
goes
catalyst.
a little chaotic.
And then there's going to be a moment where Flash has to say goodbye to his mom, so he has to go back in time and stop himself from saving her, and then you just get this heartbreaking moment that
They
between
just
the two.
can't have the happy life if you're a superhero. Then I don't want to be a superhero.
Mhm.
Forget that. So we have mom, but now dad is leaving the movie. So it's reported that Billy Crudup is I hope I'm saying his last name correctly, sorry if I'm not, is leaving due to scheduling conflicts. I believe he is also on the Apple TV Plus show, the morning show, and that's creating a little bit of conflict. So now I guess they have to recast,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Or rewrite it.
or rewrite it. But we saw him in Justice League already when Barry went and visited him in jail.
True.
So how, like, if that's established, how will that work? Because then I guess you can just get another act. You can recast and just say that what
New
it's
actor.
different in a, or you can just, plain out and simple, like, hey, this it didn't work out, so here is this actor.
Yeah.
And that'll be that. But we'll see. This movie, I don't even know when this movie is coming out anymore. Hold on, I'm
I
gonna
know
look
it's
it up.
been so long that we've been hearing about, oh, this Flash movie is going to be coming out, and then they're going to bring out some
2022, it
other
looks like.
character movies, and I'm just
November. Oh, so they've got a while to figure all this out. I know that kind of throws a wrench into things, but
November of this year
of
because
2022.
oh 20 oh okay, yeah, they
So
got
they have
plenty of time.
they have this year and like
Get your cast and start filming. Work get to filming on this because we
get
want
to
to see it.
filming. Yeah, exactly. I'm curious to see that. What somebody is saying, answer the chat. What do I need to answer? I don't know. Somebody said answer the chat. I'm
An
not
answer in the chat.
not really seeing many. There's a lot to go back on. I'm not sure specifically which one you are asking for, but we do go to the chat from time to time. Let's see. Okay, so moving on to our next topic here. Borderland cast Haley Bennett as she's going to be a brand new character. So she is supposed to be like a key to Lilith's past. Lilith, we know, will be played by Cate Blanchett in the new Borderland movie. So I wonder if then Haley Bennett will also be playing a siren.
That seems to be the theory.
That would kind of make sense.
Probably like Lilith's mentor,
or maybe somehow
or her
transferred
mother.
or her mother, or transferred her power onto Lilith, or something like that. You can kind of see the transfer of the tattoos. I don't know how they're gonna do it, because I feel like this is well, it's all speculation at this point because we really don't know. But they also did add Ariana Greenblatt as Tiny Tina,
which I am excited for. If you guys have played Borderlands 2, Tiny Tina is one of those characters that you're just like, funny. I love her. Yes. She's just this little foul-mouthed inventor girl that likes to blow stuff up. And I'm just like, I love her character. She's so much fun to be around. And any of the quests that kind of involve her storyline, and just hearing her like talk in your earpiece is hilarious. So I'm really excited to see that they brought in someone that they're going to be bringing in this character.
Yeah, it's going to be I love that they are bringing other characters in. I'm pretty sure as it goes on, like maybe was Moxie in Borderland, the first movie, or was she only in the second one?
Oh no, Moxie was in the first one.
Yeah, I'm betting that they're gonna cast a Moxie, and they're gonna cast various other people as well. But I love Ariana Greenblatt. If you don't know, she was young Gamora. So I think obviously she's grown up a little bit by now, but I'm curious to see how far are they gonna take Tiny Tina's character, because she's a child. So are they going to go in the ways of having her do the cussing? And
well, I guess it all depends too on what rating they're going for. I mean, if they're making it rated, if it's going to be rated R, then go full throttle on Tiny Tina.
Just have the parents sign off.
Every other word out of her mouth is some form of swear word.
She's not that terrible, but she like her in-game dialogue, was it pretty bad?
It's been bad.
A while. It's been a while.
And but it was just the way that it was written in the game was really funny. But she also had a little bit of a sidekick.
Yeah, Krieg. This will be played by, I'm gonna totally butcher his last name, and I'm so sorry. Florian Montianu, I think is how you say it. Krieg is kind of like, it's like the big, kind of looks like the one of the psychos.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's like a big buff psycho, but he's like not a bad guy. He's a playable character.
Yeah, really, really fun. And they're definitely going to be teamed together, and I expect a lot of really hilarious scenes between the two of them. Kind of the dynamic between the two is going to be really, really awesome.
And yeah, I love the fact too that they're getting from Creed 2, he was what's his name's son? He was Ivan Drago.
Are they getting him in the film?
That's him.
Oh, that is him.
That is him.
That's why I recognize the face, but not the name. Sorry. Yeah. I was like, he looks so familiar. To see this
huge guy and he's ripped, I have to admit. I mean, he's buff. I mean, and that's pretty much what I can't remember pronounce his name, the character's name.
Krieg?
Krieg. That which Krieg is like, just this huge buff guy with a mask on,
Yeah.
just going around just kicking some
I
ass.
feel like he would have like a ton of fun in that role. Just like go all out, you know, use your physicality, go crazy. Blade is here. Woo, Tiny Tina, explosions galore. Yeah, that's right. We can't wait. And to Blade's question, they are going to be doing this the young girl Tiny Tina as opposed to the more grown up Tiny Tina, which is going to be, I love it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very curious too how they're going to do their like makeup, okay, just makeup, because you know how Borderland the artwork is really stylized, how they kind of look
Yeah.
like not pop arty, but you know, it's
The very
very
sharp lines, the very
right.
sharp shading.
And I wonder if they're gonna try to do it like that for the film, or they'll just do away with that because then it'll be too distracting.
It would
It'll
take
take away
it
from the
would take a
characters.
very creative person to be able to pull it off, but
Mm,
I think if they do, I think that'd be amazing
yeah.
to kind of give it. I think a good way to kind of go about it is kind of what they did for like Sin City and what they did for
Ooh.
300.
Ooh.
Not that style, but
Hmm.
the way that it can be pulled off. I mean, if you look at those movies, yeah, it's very animated. It gives you that comic book feeling. How do you give a movie? I mean, a movie of a video game that has a very artistic style to it,
Hmm.
that flavor. And I can't wait to see some like shots, and like how much are they going to be doing on green
Screenshots.
screen,
Yeah.
how much are they going to be dialing that in that knob of that sharp animation, because I love it. I think it's really cool in the video games, but how do you translate that to a motion picture?
And not make it look like cheesy or
Yeah.
something like that. And I'm also curious to see how they're gonna do some of the creatures too, like the what are the dogs called? The scrag?
Oh yeah, this,
The
yes,
right? Is that what
Scrags.
it's called?
Scrags. Oh,
Something like that.
Skags.
Skags. Thank
That's
you.
what it
Like
is.
I'm curious to see because those are vicious looking, like kind of almost on the same level as in Resident Evil, like the dogs that do this.
Oh, kind of like, what is it? If they did it like the dogs that were in the second season of Stranger Things, kind of thing. It's still the kind of like
Eh,
"Rah," kind of
eh.
monsterish, but then there's also has to be a little bit of that aspect because some of them do become pets.
Yeah.
So how do you still have to have that grotesque monster tear you apart, eating your flesh kind of thing, but also where you kind of have, oh, they can actually be kind of
I feel like
cute
this movie's got
until
to
you're
be
like,
rated
go
R.
kill them, sick them.
It's got to be rated R
Yeah.
for it to explosions. Now they're adding Tiny Tina and like I feel like they really
If they don't make it
should.
a rated R
Doesn't
movie,
need to be a
there
hard R.
it's
Just
gonna be tough to pull it off because people are going to want to see that. That's
yeah.
what these
And
games
if you
are
play the game,
brutal.
it's pretty brutal. I mean, you can your weapons shoot corrosive elements at other people. So you know.
And you see guys go like they explode. You see the blood and guts everywhere. So
Well, yeah, we've been
yeah.
replaying doing another playthrough of Borderland 3, so it's been a
Hmm.
lot of fun doing that. Anyways, you guys, on to our final topic of the day. Let's talk about this. This literally like this morning as we're prepping for the show and we Dustin was like, "Hey, did you see the news?" I'm like, "How is that possible? How that movie's been out forever?" So, Avatar surpasses Avengers Endgame as the highest grossing movie of all time. It's basically reclaimed the throne. And Marvel actually put up like a nice thing where it had like the Avengers A and then it kind of morphed into the Avatar A to kind of
Hmm.
congratulate. And I said to Dustin, how is it possible that a movie that's been out forever surpasses a later movie?
Yeah.
You know, like how does that make sense? So it turns out that it had been re-released in China. So in just 2 days of re-release, the movie Avatar managed to break the record, and it brought its global total to 2.802 billion. And
That's a lot of
that's
zeros.
a lot. And the film basically only needed 7.4 million to get past Avengers Endgame, which so now it's reclaimed the title as the highest grossing film of all time, which I guess like part of me says yes, it makes sense. Another part of me says no, it doesn't make sense because I feel like re-releases like that shouldn't count. Then
Well,
then you can just keep re-releasing movies in theaters and you try to one up, one up, one up.
yeah, true. I
This
mean,
should
I
be
guess
just based on your initial release.
if they ever wanted to re-release Titanic, if they ever wanted to
I
re-release,
probably would go see it again. Just it's been a long time. I don't even have that. I don't think I have that movie at home anymore.
I don't know where it is. I mean,
Do
honestly,
we have it?
I don't think I'd pay money to go see that movie again.
You don't want to see. You don't want to do this.
See the handprint on the window. I could
Oh,
just see the owner of that car walking in. Well, of course, the car sank, so
yeah, it doesn't.
walking
Handprint
into his
doesn't
car later and goes,
matter.
"What's that smell?"
Oh no! Oh no! Why is it sweaty in here? I'm sorry,
But
guys.
um, honestly, I guess this is a way that you can do it, but I can just see Avengers sooner or later re-releasing Infinity War and
I
Endgame
mean, I'd go see it
before
though.
the next big Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And what is it? Avatar was only able to re-release in China because so many of the other markets are closed at this time.
Titanic is Vanessa's favorite movie of all time.
Great.
We talked
Wendy
about.
bashed Robert's favorite movie, and now I'm bashing. It just works.
Are we still friends? Look, Vanessa and I, we can totally do a trip together. We will go and see Titanic together. We got 4 hours. We can space it out with our movie snacks. We're ready. Is it 4 hour movie? No, it's not a
It's
4 hour
pretty
movie.
long,
It's 2
but
hours.
I don't think it's 4 hours.
I'm gonna look it up. It's been a minute.
But yeah, I mean, I guess for the next probably couple of years, it's going to be like when the new Avatar movies come out, they'll re-release Avatar again. Well,
Mhm.
actually, first it'll be re-releasing Avengers, and then
3
re-releasing
hours and 30
Avatar, and then
minutes.
re-release Avengers, and it's going to just constantly build up and be like, we're just gonna make it so no one else can defeat
Oh
us in the
yeah,
box office.
re-release. Oh yeah, re-release.
You get a re-release.
I mean,
You get a
everybody gets a re-release. Look, as a personal preference, if both of these movies were re-released today and it was safe to go back to the theaters today, my money would definitely be going over to Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, just because I always think back to like one of my favorite theater experiences, and that was for Endgame, even well before the on your left scene, like when Cap had, Thor was basically getting beaten up by Thanos, and then you see
Yeah.
the hammer go by, and then it comes back, and it's Cap, not just able to hold it, but like wielding it, attacking with it, calling lightning with it. I'm like, he is worthy. We
How
do
and
it.
also how is Captain America able to use the hammer better than Thor? Honestly, I'm
You
like
mean during that incident?
during that fight with Thanos, I'm like, he's using the hammer, boom, 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 and just it's just one hit after another.
And remember
after another,
how you
and
hit the
then
shield back to them?
Yeah, he throws his shield, hits it with the hammer, throws the hammer, catches the shield, hits the hammer back at him, and I'm just like,
So good.
he's using it better than Thor did.
Because Cap wasn't gonna get another movie,
True,
and
so
Thor
he
is
needed that.
getting another one. So, and that is plus, Thor had his Stormbreaker moment.
Very true.
That was pretty badass.
When he enters Wakanda, I loved that.
Whole theater, like I think like people around me stood up.
And
And
everyone
I was
"Woo!"
like, wait, I can't see. Sit down. But yeah, it's really, really awesome. We have a super chat from Ike Moore.
Thank you,
Thank you
Ike.
so much, Ike. Ike writes, I agree. I think not only will all the Avengers be re-released once the pandemic ends, but I wouldn't be shocked if WandaVision and other shows have special showings.
That would be pretty cool.
You can do a 2-night, 3-night, a full day event.
That is actually something
I would do that.
That Avatar has an advantage over Endgame is the fact that right now Endgame is available on Disney Plus. So
Yes.
you can if like
Isn't
just a
Avatar
few,
not?
honestly just a few days ago.
Is Avatar under Disney Plus? Is it a Fox?
I
Wait.
don't know.
I
would have
will
to
open up
double
my
check.
Disney app and take a look.
I know that Disney owns
I
the
don't think
theme park
it's-
rights to Avatar.
Right, maybe that's why I'm getting
But I
confused.
don't think they own the streaming rights for Avatar.
Somebody's gonna say it in the comments before my app can even pop up. I'm
Probably.
sure, but
But
I'll look.
I was just watching, like I did. What made me think about it is either yesterday or the day before, I was going through Endgame because I was kind of like, you know what, I want to re-see this scene, and then once I started this scene, I'm like, I'll just watch the rest of it, kind of
It
thing.
doesn't want to load.
Ah,
It doesn't want to load. But Star Drew coming in hot saying Avatar is on Disney Plus.
okay.
Thank you so much to Star Drew
So
and
then I
to
guess
little boy Johnny and to Jack.
what is it? Then Avatar wouldn't doesn't really have an like a leg up, so to speak,
Right.
in the re-release battle that we have now put back between
Mm-hmm.
Endgame and Avatar.
Speculation: does China get Disney Plus? Because Taiwan doesn't. And I know it's two. I
Oh,
know
good
they're
point. Good
unrelated,
point.
but just same region. But I wonder if they must. I think they do get it.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to say they do
you
get
know
it.
what
That's a big market.
that's too big of a market for
Yeah,
them not to have it,
correct.
unless some of our movie bunch is actually from
It's possible if
China.
somebody's watching
So
from
if you
China, let
guys,
us
if
know.
any of you are there and you
Yeah.
guys have Disney Plus, let us know.
Yeah. But I mean, to Ike's point, I would love to see some of the Disney Plus shows on the big screen if they do like a fan event at
Mhm.
theaters and they do, you know, how for the Oscars back when they, for your consideration sort of a deal, they would say like, okay, you get like a pass and then you can go and see like these Oscar films. So you know like what is up for nominations, what's been nominated and what is up for XYZ awards. I would love for them to do that for a Marvel thing for a WandaVision, just do a day pass and then you can schedule out like half a day in the theater, right? Just
Ah,
and because they do that, remember how they would do like before Avengers Endgame, or they did the same thing for Star Wars, then you can go and back and watch some of the previous movie and it would like take the whole day. So WandaVision is technically 6 hours long. So if you do like episode 1, 2, 3 together and then episode 4, 5, 6 together and then 7, 8, 9 together, and you just build in blocks of like breaks in
yeah.
between, that could totally work, and then you could do that for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which would be so cool to see on the big
Oh,
screen.
yeah. Well, and also here's another thing. I'm wondering if they filmed it in a format that is good
Avail
for the big screen.
well,
Because I
that's
mean, true, most
true.
people are probably watching it on a screen that's no bigger. What is some of the biggest TV screens out there? I think
70, 80.
70, 80
That's not
inch,
a projector.
as opposed to, yeah, a projected screen that is, I have no idea how big movie theater screens are,
Giant.
but I don't even know if the format that they filmed it in
Yeah.
would be good and how much extra work it would take to actually get it from the format that they have to something that's good for the big screen. But
Mhm.
still, I would love to see some of these awesome moments from WandaVision up on that big screen,
That final
especially that
battle.
final battle, especially between Double Vision, the Double Vision battle, when they're
Mhm.
like throwing punches and phasing into one another and trying to throw the other one to the ground.
So
I would
good.
love to see that in on the big screen.
Tara, thank you for being here. Thank you for your super
Thank
chat. I'm
you.
drunk, no question, just saying. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Nice and relaxing. Love it. Thank you so much, you guys.
Hey, that's how you use your weekends,
Yeah.
relax, chill, watch some stuff on YouTube,
Yeah.
watch a movie, eat some good food,
Take a nap.
take a nap.
Which we're gonna do. Speaking of WandaVision, Dustin and I worked on a video yesterday that it's still being edited, so it won't probably come out today. But I'm gonna try and see. We'll see. This is our favorite moments of WandaVision, so that'll be coming soon. The soonest will be today. The latest would be probably Monday for a release. So just if you haven't already, subscribed to the channel, and of course, while you're here, thumbs up the video. So it really helps us out here on YouTube. I think Jack said it earlier at the very beginning of the stream. Is that we're so close to hitting 40,000
So
subscribers.
close.
We're at
Thank you guys so much
39.9. Yeah,
for
thank you
joining us
guys.
in all of our little
39.7.
chats. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. So, is there anything else we want to talk about? I think that's all the topics. I didn't prep too many topics today because I knew.
Well, today was a pretty much a little bit of a light day for movie news.
Yeah.
But I loved what we were able to see with Into the Height. I mean,
Into the heights.
in, Into the Heights.
In the heights.
In the Heights.
Sorry, brain stopped working. Sorry about that.
I think it's going to happen a little bit more and more as the day goes on.
Yeah.
Just to where I'm like, what?
What? We definitely need a nap. Stardew is asking, could we watch you guys on Twitch again? we do want to get back to streaming like games and stuff like that on Twitch.
You still have to
Um
finish Luigi's
Luigi's
Mansion.
Mansion, we're like need how many more we're like maybe only a third way through the game,
Yeah,
right?
we're not that far.
We're not that far in, so we there is definitely plan to do that. We're just trying to figure out like schedule wise, like when we are available to do that, because a lot of times when we're not making videos, then it's a lot of, not just like post production stuff behind the scene trying to edit, but it's also like a lot of planning and figuring things out, and then of course our own individual adult life things that we also have to handle. Sometimes it takes a whole day, but that the plan is, yes, because we haven't touched the game since we last streamed. We try really hard to, like, when we do play that game, that we predominantly play it on Twitch so we can like have fun and interact with you guys, and have a little chat. So maybe we should just like designate a day
I think that's
and
what.
set the schedule so we actually do it, because otherwise we're never gonna do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's kind of like, oh, okay, we'll kind of think about doing it at this time, but
Yeah.
then once it actually happens, we're like, well,
Hmm.
it's not really official, so we have other things that we have to get done too. But if we,
Yeah.
yeah, we have to make it official.
If we just make it a thing. So thank you to Star Drew for that like a little extra push, and I think we really do something we do want to get into. JC, sorry, I said that, I read that backwards. JCL writes, do you guys plan on returning to theaters? So we talked about this previously on a stream. There looks like theaters are opening this coming up weekend. The not now, obviously, because it's Saturday, but the following one, so the 19th. And we don't know if it's just this weekend or it's an ongoing kind of play it by ear sort of a deal, depending on if the cases all of a sudden skyrocket here in LA again, and then it would then the theaters would close or what. I don't think I'm gonna go back the first weekend. I think I, at the most, would do, and I don't know how I would even do this because you have to pay in order to get in, but like to kind of I want to tour the facility and see
And be
how.
kind of
God, that
like,
sounds like
I want to
such a
see you
Wendy thing to
guys.
say.
I want to make sure that everything's up to snuff before I buy my ticket, kind of thing.
Well, I just want to make sure they're able to keep their employees safe, keep us safe, and like the cleaning progress process. Like, what is that like? How long do you close down a theater after people's been in it because like they've been breathing in it? So how
Yeah,
does that go? How far away am I from everybody else? Do you guys have like what did they do? Can I take a tour before I buy a ticket? I don't know. And maybe I should
they're
go on
probably not.
do like a virtual tour.
Yeah,
They
and
just
see
film
what
it.
they're.
That's how the apartments are doing it.
And honestly, that's should actually be part of their marketing ploy too, to be kind of like, hey, I know we just opened, I know COVID is still kind of is still a
Hmm.
concern for many people, even though
Hmm.
the vaccine is doing really well. This is what we are doing at AMC to make sure you and your guests, our guests, are safe
Yeah.
here in our theaters. This and they should list, we're doing this, we're keeping people 6 feet distance, you can only get this many chairs, it has to be at least the, and just kind of.
And like, are like, do you wear masks, or is it just like if you're eating that you don't have to, but then what if people forget to put it back on once you're done eating and this and that? So I don't know. So the short answer is no, not right away.
Yeah, but definitely,
We
I mean,
want to. I miss it.
I miss going to the theaters. Yeah, I miss sitting around the movie in the movies with other people who are super interested in the movie that you're going to see. Seeing
Yep.
the was it the crowd? What is it
Yeah.
called? The crowd can
Carbon ushers.
no, where people are just is that mob mentality. That's the crowd
Okay.
mentality kind of a thing. To where
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to see this movie, if you're spending money, usually it's a movie that you want to see.
Yeah.
So, it's to have that more of those people around and just cheering for a movie that's really good or laughing at a movie that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's that environment that I still miss. And of course, I love movie theater popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
and
my
before this, there was
gosh.
actually
Oh,
another
sorry. Okay.
another super chat
Levi,
that we
we're
should
gonna
get
come
to
right back to you.
because
Here we go.
there we go.
This
Because
one.
it does also kind of bleed into the conversation that we're at. Yeah, movie theaters. So we have Levi. Does Disney really even need movie theaters anymore? Just hear me out. With the 3 streaming services, they have over 100 million subscribers.
Wow.
And that makes sense. Why why do you have to put your movie or your product into a theater
140
when
million
you already have
subscribers.
100 million people watching it on you can just stream it at home?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. And
Mhm.
I think there's so many things that you can only get when you go to a movie theater. The big screen, the limitless supply of munchies that you want that that are a little bit more difficult to make at home, kind
Yeah.
of a thing. But movie theaters do supply something, but are we able to kind of subsidize convenience and being able to watch it in our pajamas, watch a movie in our pajamas for streaming? I think we're going to see a big shift
Yeah.
in how people consume movies now. I
I
just don't know in which direction it's really going to go.
I think people may be a little bit more choosy for films, like which films they would rather do PVOD on, and which
Mm-hmm.
films they would say, oh, this is a marquee event. Like I got to go see this in
Yeah.
theater. You know, like take for example some of the big blockbusters that we didn't get to see in theaters: Wonder Woman 1984, Tenet, you know, movies like that. And then coming soon would be, you know, not Justice League, not the Snyder cut, because that was never meant for theater. That was always already like from the beginning like an HBO Max thing. But like Godzilla versus Kong, Mortal Kombat, like those are the movies I am dying to see in theaters. It's actually a little bit more possible now, you know, to maybe go and see it in theaters. But again, to Dustin's point, like seeing movies and not have to get out my pajamas is
And to be
enticing.
able to get your own food,
And
kind of a
look,
thing.
we're adults, so like if I make the conscious choice of that I'm gonna wear my PJs into a public movie theater, like that's my own choice. But I personally probably wouldn't do that. I feel like if I'm gonna go out, I want to kind of present myself in a better. But that's just like to me because I've seen people show up in like cute PJs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cute. So,
Or
but
showing, I mean, also, like, for
also
example,
no, yeah,
all
I
of
don't
the
need to wear
Star
makeup.
Wars movies. How fun is it to dress up in your Star Wars gear and go to a movie theater with a whole bunch of other Star
Yes,
Wars nerds?
yes,
So
we did that for Force Awakens.
we did that for a lot of movies,
Yeah.
you know?
What else did we do that for?
Well, for Force Awakens, we got dressed up. I think and also a lot of the Marvel movies, we wear like Marvel
We tried to like Disney
paraphernalia.
bound. Yeah, we tried to Disney bound
Marvel bound.
for a movie, Marvel bound for a movie. I'm gonna follow up to Levi's super chat here. Thank you so much, Levi, for
Thank
all
you,
of your
Levi.
support. Levi writes, that's over $10 billion a year, and they keep all of that, all of the profit, and don't have to split. I mean, that's true. They don't have to split with theaters.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's
opening
true.
weekend, they don't split with the theaters.
Yeah,
Opening weekend box office they take, and then theater gets concession. But then after that, I believe there's like a percentage that they split. And I feel like early access should be 15 instead of 30. I feel like they would do a lot better. That $30 price tag is pretty. I think for some people, for like the PVOD premium stuff,
that's a
it's a
little
little,
pricey. Yeah.
especially if you've already been paying, you know, per month to the streaming platform. I feel like a 24.99 already sounds a little bit better than 30, like 29.99 versus 24.99 for
Yeah.
PVOD. But that's, you know, obviously that's through their own calculation and through their own like what cost us to make this movie and how much will it, you know, give back to us on top of the subscriber
I think doing
costs.
like, yeah, a 20 to a $25 ticket on that, because
Mhm.
then that's kind of like, okay, that's the price for two people. If you imagine, I think the average ticket for movie theaters when they were opened was like
Mhm.
12.50,
Mhm.
maybe $15. So yeah, you're paying the price for two tickets, but then you can have more than two people come and watch a show, especially if you're
It's
like a
true.
family,
Yeah.
because then you're going to have the kids, you're going to have the parents, you're going to have multiple people watching the movie at home,
Mhm.
but you're still bringing in that one big ticket, so to speak.
Yeah. And then kind of in the same sort of topic here, Ike writes, thank you by the way for your super chat, Ike. Ike
Thank you so
writes,
much, Ike.
I have a theory that movie theaters will only be reserved for big budget movies like Marvel or Star Wars, sci, Transformers, indies to stream.
I think that's
It's
true.
possible, but in a way that I feel like could potentially get more eyes on the indies, because I feel like some people when they go into the theater, like they want to do like a you know, like marquee event, go to their friends and have a good time.
Yeah.
And they tend, and this is not all, I don't want to generalize here, but you know, a lot of people want to have like that. Let's Saturday night, let's go have a good time. Let's go watch like that horror movie that's out, that's like really, really popular. Let's go see the Star Wars movie or whatever. And indies, I feel like oftentimes kind of don't get as much of a spotlight. But I feel like sometimes if you put it on a Netflix or all the other streaming services right now, like Apple TV Plus or gosh, what else is Hulu, Amazon Prime, things like that. it could potentially be a little bit more accessible because you're at home and you're like, oh, what's this about?
Yeah,
And you watch it.
I think what's going to start happening is that like a lot of those lower budget movies aren't going to be able to afford the price tag of putting it in the theaters.
I wonder how much it costs. I
Yeah.
want to look into that.
So, and it's kind of sad because how many filmmakers are like, no, I want to see my movie up on the big screen.
Yeah,
And
and
unless you have the budget of Disney, you're not going to be able to, kind of
right.
a thing. But then here's also the other side of it.
Mm.
Theaters need content.
Theaters need
Theaters
content.
need those different. If you have just big blockbuster movies, you're still not going to be able to pull. You need audiences all the time. You need people always coming into the theater and spending money.
Yeah.
So you're going to need those little budget, those small budget films to kind of fill in the gaps of the big blockbusters. And then of course, like during summer, that's when you have all of your blockbusters.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. During the regular year, though, that's when I think you would have more smaller films being released.
And a kind of a quick break away from the movie theater talk. Amr, thank you so much for your super chat.
Thanks,
Amr writes, I was so excited to see you guys eat a Vietnamese delicacy, namely Wiener Schnitzel, on your vlogs. Corn dogs and root beer wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Amr, I'm sure you already saw all the other comments that's on that video there. But yeah, there's a lot of people like, oh, they're gonna try this food. It's literally, and that's why I put the logo of Wiener Schnitzel on there, so people would maybe have an idea that like, hey, this is like the hot dog joint, the food chain, not the actual delicacy.
Yeah.
So I tried, but I'm sure it's still it's in the title and it's confusing.
I think our arteries would have liked it a lot better if we would have gotten the Vietnamese, the actual, the actual
the Vietnamese, it's like a breaded like veal cutlet or something like that. Yeah, sounds delicious. I don't think I've ever had it.
Unfortunately, the American version of that is a little bit different, especially when you fast food chain it.
How did the person who, like, I guess owned or started up the chain think of the name? Were they just thinking like hot dogs wiener and then Wiener Schnitzel? Is that how like it was born, and without looking into the origin of like the actual dish?
I would have to do a deep dive.
A little bit.
You have to dig a little bit into that to find out.
Look, the food was fine. The food was pretty good. I felt like it's still slightly overpriced for what it was. Like the hot dog was good, but Costco hot dog at $1.50 plus a soda, it's better. Even though they took away the Polish,
I know, I'm so bummed about
that. At Costco, you can just, now it's just the regular. It's still like the supersized one, but it's no longer the Polish dog, which we found more flavorful than the regular hot dogs. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Anyways, I know we're sorry. Now I feel like the title is a little misleading. A little misleading there. Like it didn't really click in my head until I saw the comments. I'm like, oh no, ooh. Another super chat from Levi, kind of going back into the movie theater topic here. Don't get me wrong, I love the theater, but I just don't like when theaters threaten studio. Without the studio, you have no business. Yeah, we saw a bit of that back and forth between, I think AMC was the one that started it all.
Yeah, AMC started.
Well, you tweeted it was at Universal, like we won't show Universal movies, and then it was a lot of back and forth. I think the theater business is pretty tough, so yeah, I kind of can understand the way they feel about studios kind of skipping theater releases and going straight to VOD, especially during like there is no handbook for us as citizens, everyday people, how to run your business in case you're hit with a pandemic.
With a worldwide thing, yeah.
There's no like in case emergency break case like for the pandemic, not for us. Like we all really had to navigate, and I think this is all equally frustrating for businesses and for like citizens alike. So granted, I still feel that that whole conversation didn't need to happen like on the internet like that for everybody to see. I felt like it could have been handled behind the scene, but like it was a tense situation. So I get like the CEO was like, ugh! Well,
here's the thing, I understand the movie theater's CEO. I think you were right. It was AMC. I understand their frustration. If people start but if studios start to really experiment with streaming, that could put your entire company out of business. So anytime that the studios start to like experiment, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
with streaming service, it's a huge threat to your business. So I can kind of understand them going, wait. Let's see if we can
Let's
sweeten
talk it
the,
out.
let's talk it out. But that's the whole thing. They went straight from, oh my gosh, they're doing this, to we're gonna cut all of that. And then they just became super aggressive. I
Yeah.
think it would have been a little bit better if they're like, wait, guys, hold on. Don't leave yet. Let's see if we can work something out. Let's get a new contract down.
Yeah.
So something that maybe that's a little bit more beneficial to both of us, work out a new deal. Because if they don't work out a good deal, they're gone.
Yeah. Movie theaters, like there's one, we have two movie theaters that's like near us. One we go to often is the AMC. The other one that we go to is like kind of a more of a smaller, it's still franchise, but it's definitely a smaller like brand. It's not like a, like named like a Regal or a Cinemark or an AMC. We haven't driven by that area like
Yeah.
for
And I love that
essentially a whole
theaters.
year. Yeah, and they had just upgraded into, like full food service. Like you press a little button and people come and take your order, and you don't have to get out of your chair. All brand new seating, little
Mm-hmm.
table. Like the like very comfy recliners, upgraded screens, and they did all that. And then the pandemic happened. So we love that theater. We try to go there as often as we can. So we really hope that like we should probably do a drive by
Yeah, and make sure
and
that they're
see
still
if it's
open.
still there, because like in what ways can we support theater until everything's in the clear, you know what I'm saying? So fingers crossed that they're still there. I actually haven't heard, so I should probably Google them. But with that, you guys, that is the end of our topics for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us on your Saturday. Hope you had a good time chatting with us on all the topics. If there's something that you want to continue discussing, you can of course put that in the comment section below, and I will do this right now because I forget every time. I'm gonna go ahead and how do
Yeah, if
I?
you want to join the chat, you can
There we
join our
go.
Discord. We have a lot of amazing people in our movie bunch that have great conversations, bring up great topics. And every now and again, when we are doing, like, say, like for example, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, be careful that you don't have notifications on for all of them.
Yeah, for that channel specifically, because then you'll get some spoiler pings on your notifications on your devices. And there's not a lot of like hard, strict community rules when it comes to our
Just be
Discord.
nice.
Don't go into the general chat and spoil things for other people, especially like Falcon Winter Soldier. And that's why we have a dedicated spoiler channel for that. And then generally, don't be a jerk. Just be a nice human being. Respect other people's opinion. They will respect your opinion. There's times that we will agree to disagree, and then we walk away, because at the end of the day, we are all nerds and we love the same things,
And we're
whether
all
it's
movie
Star Wars.
fans.
Exactly. So Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Disney, anything. So the link is there if you guys want to come in and hang out with us. I feel like our members are in there a lot more than we are. But we also want to try. We got to figure out how to do it properly. Might have to ask our Discord expert Adam there on how to do like an Among Us game
Oh, that would be
in
fun.
Discord. I'm not very good at it, so I'll and I still, out of all the times that I've played, I still have not been picked as the imposter.
Really?
Yeah, I've always just like kind of like run around
The
trying to
one
do
time that we get a
tasks.
whole bunch of movie bunch
I'm
on
gonna
there,
be the
there that's
imposter,
where Wendy's going.
and I'm gonna biff it so bad. Be like, how does this little thing? Because I think you go into the little vent and then you come back out. Like, how does this thing work? Figure out. I'm gonna be like so obvious. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the stream, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Really helps us out a lot on YouTube, and of course, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. And with that, you guys, that is the end of our live stream. We will be back on today's Saturday, so Wednesday with another one. So we will see you then. Bye.